Hey, it's today's daily update. It is the 19th of September, and today we are going to be talking to you about cameras and which ones we use, because we've had a whole bunch of people asking. First of all, I apologise for the hat. It's his idea. He thinks it makes me look younger. I agree. I think it makes me look like a 10-year-old. Answers on a postcode to Realm House. First camera we use. If you watched our show reel, which should be down here somewhere, you'll see we've done a couple of music videos, done some stuff in clubs, gigs, and there was an Indiana Jones project on there as well. They were all filmed with one of these. This is a Canon XL2, and this is a fantastic, proper rebel filmmaking camera. Solid as a rock, full steel or aluminium, whatever it is, but hell of a strong camera. And it's got a fantastic form factor as well, like shoulder mounted, real feels like you're using something more pro than you are. Because this thing is only SD. Okay, so it's broadcast quality, but it's the same resolution as you get on a TV or on a DVD. It is not HD. Fantastic bit of kit nonetheless, and we loved using it. But for zombies, we actually moved up to one of these babies. Now this is a Sony EX1, and I mean by size for size, you see the difference is horrendous. I mean, massive size difference between these two. It weighs a hell of a lot less, and it can get in a lot smaller places. It just doesn't feel as fun to use, and you haven't got the shoulder mount, so you're kind of holding it on the side here, which is rubbish, and you can never hold it straight. However, the eyepiece on this thing, it's like a toy. I mean, it's honestly like a Fisher-Price thing. Here, flip out LCD, much higher quality. You've got an expanded focus option. You can pop in and crop into the image, so you can really nail the focus. It's got peaking, which is a focus assisting tool. It's got, I mean, you get histograms. You've got all kinds of information on there. You can overcrank and undercrank the camera, so you can shoot up to say 60 frames per second. So you play back in slow motion. You can undercrank. You can do all kinds of awesome stuff with it. I mean, obviously both these cameras got XLR inputs for the audio, so you never use the onboard mics. They're crap. You plug it into, you've got your booms, you've got your mixer and stuff, all feeding sound straight into the camera. I think probably the biggest benefit of this thing, other than the fact that it's got phenomenal image quality and it's shooting in true widescreen, so it's 1920 by 1080 straight out the camera with square pixels. The biggest benefit is the workflow. It is a solid state camera, so you open this little hatch up here, and it's got two memory cards. Now these aren't just SD cards or anything you get in a say a stills camera. These are express cards. Now they're very expensive. You can't really afford to own more than 2 or 3 of the things. But when you compare it to the workflow, you've got a tape. This is a DV tape. So this is what we'd use on the XL2. This will record an hour's worth of footage. You have to then take either this camera or a deck away, and you have to sit for an hour to transfer it onto your rig. With these things, slot them in the side of the camera. You get 28 minutes of full quality HD, which is way more data than you get in an hour of DV anyway. You then take it. I mean, this is 8 gigabytes. 8 gigabytes gives you 28 minutes, which is great. Slot it into a computer. It takes 5 minutes to offload it all because it's already it's saved as an MP4 on here. So it's on your rig. Runner comes back. Runner gives you card. Bang. Your data wrangler's taking care of everything, moving everything onto your computer. In our case, we actually have an assistant editor on set who is cutting things as we move. So if it's a visual effects shot, it's crucial that you get all the elements you need on set. You get all the lighting right. You get the green screen. First of all, I mean, we can do keys on set. Bang. Footage is on the computer. You're pulling the key. Great. You know if it's right. You know if it's wrong. We're shooting a scene. You're cutting it together. You're getting just a draft cut together to make sure you've got all the coverage you need on the scene. A workflow like this forces you to have a computer on set, which is forcing you to check your stuff. You can sit there at lunch. You can watch through the morning scene and go, you know, actually, we really should have got a master on this, or this close-up ain't working for this reason. Let's change it. And you can go back and get it. With a tape-based workflow, or God forbid for a film-based workflow, you don't even know what it looks like until a week later when it comes back from the lab. So, this is the magic of the tapeless workflow, or the solid-state workflow. Hopefully that answers your questions for anybody who's been asking about the cameras. If you've got any other questions, feel free to get in touch the usual way through Twitter, or through Facebook, or through the comments down here on the website. We'd be happy to answer any more questions. I know the obvious one, which we haven't talked about. We use 35mm lens adapters on everything we do, give us a narrower depth of field. Other than that,
Litus and
Litus on the old XL, the XL2, and a Brevis Letus lens adapter, but that's probably a story for a different day. So as I say, if you've got any other questions, feel free, and if not, then we'll see you tomorrow. Oh, also give us a verdict on the hat, right? With or without. Okay?
Don't forget to baby grandpa.
Without.
Don't forget to what?
Baby grandpa.
Don't forget to bathe your grandpa.
Yeah.
Good night, internet.